What is it about Pennywise that resonates and really freaks out audiences, you think?
Well, it's his ability to incarnate in your worst fear. So that has a very gripping element with people in general. So I think the character itself is a metaphor of anything that is scary for you. Not to mention that he takes the shape of a clown, which is generally is a happy figure for many people. But on the other side is there's a lot of people that is scared of clowns, and so yeah, that's it.
Cool.
A lot of people are scared of clowns because of Pennywise too.
Well, so speaking of that, like, how did you prepare with the actor Bill Skarsgård to kind of like transform into this?
Well,
character?
we had like long sessions of talking about what the character was. I gave him everything that I wanted from the character, and we started building conversation from there. My relationship with him was fantastic, and we had a very collaborative experience together. It was like a feedback situation where he would build on things that I would say, and then I would come back with something. But mainly what we both agreed on was that the Pennywise should in one part be true to the essence of the book, of the character in the book, and on the other hand have some edge for newer audiences to react to him, and mainly that this new horror would come from his unpredictability as a trait of his character.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, from the beginning, when Bill started the process, he always brought something completely fresh and new. He was not trying to honor or emulate, the past. Tim Curry is exceptional and fantastic, and he's in everybody's mind. But Bill very much came in the same page that Andy was, of let's do something new, and he did.
Cool. Well, tell me about how did the actors in the Loser Club, how did they react when they first were on set with Pennywise? Were they freaked out as you had hoped? How did that go?
Yeah, well, that was a little mastered, that reaction. I wanted to capture the fresh reaction of the losers, of the actors when they see Pennywise for the first time. So I tried to keep them apart for as long as possible. They met each other at the table read for the first time, but Bill wasn't in character or in makeup or anything. So it wasn't until around 2 months later that that Bill finally showed up as Pennywise, and the first reactions to that were pretty awesome.
The Losers Club has a lot of young, fresh faces. What was your favorite part about working with such a diverse group of talent?
It was amazing. It was amazing because it's each of these kids is amazing in its own way. I was looking for actors who shared the DNA of the characters, and it was a tough search, but eventually they surfaced one by one, and ultimately I put them together in a room, and I noticed that the chemistry was incredible. Then that chemistry basically magnified when they all got together before the shoot, and they actually bonded as a real group.
That's cool. Maybe you could answer this one. Is what are some of the challenges of working with like such an ensemble of characters, and what did you guys do to overcome those challenges?
Well, it's always a challenge to work with children. We got extremely lucky. We cast, Andy calls them Ferraris because, they are not only, they are incredible human beings in their own right, but they're at the top of their game, being 12, 13, 14. So in the sense of human factor, we got, so lucky. But, there's the restrictions that come with working with children, and at the same time working with Pennywise, who requires, at least 3 hours in a makeup chair. So it was, musical chairs every day. But everybody was so in love with the project and collaborative that, everybody chipped in and helped Andy make it happen. So.
Cool. Well, what drew you to this story? What drew you to it?
Well, the book, my experience, reading it, basically my emotional experience reading the book at 14 years old, added to my general devotion to Stephen King, and he's my literary hero. So when the opportunity came up and the project opened, I didn't have any doubts. Yeah.
Why did you decide to set the movie in the 80s as opposed to the 50s when the novel's set?
It's more relatable. As a filmmaker, it's good to basically dig into your personal experiences, and I grew up in the 80s. I could relate more to the characters and the events. Stephen King wrote this, and he's basically described his childhood in the 50s. I wasn't born in the 50s, so I think it's when you're reimagining a story like this, it's good to pour some of your own experience in it.
More than just being scared, what do you want audiences to take away from the movie?
I want them to be moved and have fun, and also make a time travel to their childhood. Yeah, that's
cool. And then this is for both of you. In one word, describe working on it.
Only one word?
You can, or how about 3?
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah, a thrill ride.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.